Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Yes, I'm back with another video. I can explain more later in the flight, but unfortunately, we have come across many technical issues here over the last week trying to get a video posted. But here we are, and I would like to welcome you guys to the PMDG 737-600. And today, we're at the Denver International Airport. We're looking to take this bad boy over to SeaTac in Seattle, Washington. Should be about 2 hours and 15-ish minutes from wheels up to wheels down. So with that, let's go ahead, hop in the airplane, and go over our flight. Alright, so here we are inside the PMDG 737-600. Some of you might remember, if you've been around the channel long enough and saw one of my first videos, I said I would probably never get the PMDG 737. Well, they released this 600, and I was like, you know what, it's $35, let's buy it. So I bought it, like, the first day it came out. I wanted to make this video a lot sooner, but between a work trip and just numerous technical issues I'll get into later, it has not happened. So, with that, let's go over our flight. So once again, we are here at the Denver International Airport in Denver, Colorado. For our flight today, starting with the autopilot panel, we're going to be taking off runway 17 right. And even though that says 10,000, our cruise altitude today is actually 40,000. Because we do have an altitude restriction on the instrument departure we're going to fly. Then coming down here to our map, right there in the middle. There's us. There's runway 17 right. Then if I was prepared, I would have had this put up in advance. But so for our flight today, we are going to be departing on the Zimmer 3 departure. And so what that looks like is pretty much once we get about 600 feet off the ground, we're going to make a right bank and begin flying out. So if we go step, we can kind of see what that looks like. Right here at Mugby, that is our altitude restriction. We need to be below 10,000. Once we pass Mugby, we can continue climbing to 40,000 feet. So moving along, we're going to go right here to the end of the instrument departure, which should be Changey, I believe is how it would be pronounced. I'm not sure. I'm not a pilot. From there, we're going to go direct to Pocatello. And we're going to go direct to Pendleton. And from Pendleton, we are going to begin our arrival into Seattle. Which our arrival today is going to be the Chins 4 arrival. And we are expecting to land on runway 34 center. Currently, we are parked at gate A26. And we are expecting to park at gate A11 when we arrive in Seattle. So, looks like the last of the passengers got on. So, as we wait for the crew to finish up what they need to do, we're going to go ahead and open up the Pushback Toolbar. Which, if you haven't heard of this is amazing. I just learned about it maybe a week and a half ago, and I'm absolutely in love with it. In my technical difficulties of trying to film this video, I've had two weird glitches with it, so hopefully it's going to work perfectly today. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the pushback feature, and we are going to pre-plan our pushback. So it's going to pull up this map, which will be a map of the airport that we're at, zoomed into our location. So here's us. Here, this red outline that turns green, that's where we want to go. And that is where we're parked at, gate A26. So we're going to zoom out. We're going to want to taxi this way, so I want our tail back here on the left. So I like to go straight back about till the wings hit the driving lane. I have no clue if this is like a true legitimate way to do this or not. And so we're going to push back to, right there looks pretty good to me. I like that. So we're going to click it in. So now it's clicked. Then we're going to hit enter. So now our pushback is planned. The other things you can do is get fuel, power, catering, jet bridge, stairs, baggage, and open doors. It pretty much does everything that you could want. which is super cool, super awesome. I haven't played with it a whole lot. So right now we're going to leave that up, push it off to the side so we have it when we are ready to go. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, when we do the pushback, which will be momentarily, I'm going to go ahead and just set engine number 2 up to fire up automatically so that way we can get a video of the plane pushing back. And then once we stop, we'll come back in the cockpit and I'll kind of talk about the engine start for engine number 1. So with that, we are good to go ahead and push back. Alright, so we'll open up the pushback toolbar, go to pushback and request pushback.
Cockpit to ground. Cockpit to ground.
This is ground, stand by. This is ground, stand by.
Yeah, apparently we're going to be glitchy again. It should not be doing that like double talk. It's been being glitchy the last couple days. I don't know what its problem is. But hopefully it works all the way. That would make me happy, because I'd really like it to work to talk it up. Because it really is phenomenal when it works. Hell, even when it doesn't work, it's pretty good. I'm very happy to have it.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed. Okay, sir.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
All doors and hatches
The
closed
parking
and
brakes
all
are
ground
set.
equipment
You may
is
lift.
removed. Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft. Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
We are cleared for start and push.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
And it looks like it just glitched out. That's what it did on the last flight where I had technical issues. But I guess what can you do, right? Alright, so it looks like we have a good pushback, so top in the aircraft, go ahead and set our parking brake. And we'll go ahead and start engine 2 and kind of go over what we do here. So we'll put this to ground. Alright, so then what we're doing is we're watching this number right here. This is the N2. And we're looking for that to go to 25. So there's 15. There's 20. 22. 24. And 25, so we introduce the fuel. And we should have a start. Alright, so the approach path is clear because like normal we are not using air traffic control. Go ahead and put that on. But we should be good to line up onto the runway. Do a quick takeoff config check. We are good.
Southwest 2167, turn next taxiway.
Alright, I'm gonna try and get an outside shot of this takeoff. The last time I tried, we almost crashed.
Denver Tower, SkyWest 51905,
So if
10
this
miles
looks
north
a
inbound
little
ILS runway,
crappy...
16 right approach.
Oh, sorry, I probably shouldn't say that. If this looks bad,
SkyWest 51905, Denver Tower.
I'm doing it for you guys to try and get an outside look.
Decimal 24, wind 1902 at 20.
Alright, like I said, this was not going to go well since we were outside. Oh, and there's V1 and rotation speed at the same time.
Positive rate of climb.
So positive rate, gear up. Gears coming up. Hello everyone, and welcome to flight level 400. We are up here now at 40,000 feet, and I kind of want to just do a channel update. Some of you may have noticed, or maybe you did not notice, but about a week ago I did post a new video. It was of American Truck Simulator. If you're interested, please feel free to check it out. I'll throw a link to it somewhere in the video here, maybe up top in the right, maybe in the left, don't know. We'll see how I feel when I edit this. And you're gonna see more American Truck Simulator. So in that video I did give a channel update, and the plan has already changed. The big indicator was I was supposed to get a video posted to you guys on Monday, and it is now Thursday, August 18th. With that, I have had a string, or I guess you could say a series of unfortunate events. It started out with, on Sunday, I don't know, what would that been, like the 14th or something? Last Sunday, I filmed a video from, I believe we flew Boise to Medford. That sounds right. Yeah, from Boise to Medford. I filmed the video. I was actually super happy with the filming, how everything went. It was going to be awesome. Pushback Toolbar worked amazing. The plane performed awesome. I didn't mess anything up. Super good video. I really liked it. I got done with the flight, went to start putting it together so that way I could upload it and have it on YouTube the following day for you guys. And it turns out my recording software, I use OBS, which is a great program if you're interested. Something happened while I was gone, and it reset all my settings, and it did not capture anything on the microphone. So all you hear is airplane noise for the entire video. I was able to keep that video. I have a project I'm going to use it for, which, as long as I have enough free time, about a week from this upcoming Monday, you guys will see the results from that. Then the next day, so Monday night, I attempted another flight. This time I went from Medford to Vancouver, Canada. And the microphone was, once again, so I didn't notice the settings had been completely readjusted. I did not notice that. And so when I got the video, I was like, sweet, this is going to be awesome, cool. Yeah, you couldn't understand a single word that I was saying. You could hear me talking, but it was super mumbled. Like if you've seen one of my first videos where I was super quiet, imagine that, but now we have a screaming jet engine over top of it. You couldn't understand a word I was saying. So unfortunately, all that video was lost. That was strike 2. Then we did... Okay, I actually messed it up. So the first video was Boise to Vancouver. The second video was Vancouver to Medford. And then I had video number 3, which was Medford to Denver. More stupid OBS microphone issues. And then we get to last night. Last night had the video going. We were taking off. And we pushed back. Pushback Toolbar did the same thing it did today. We're halfway through the pushback. It just said, nope, you don't need a tug anymore. And I got video of the taxi out. We had it set up for takeoff. Last night's take. If you thought today's was bad, oh, you should have seen yesterday's. It was terrible. We were like in the grass when I hopped back in the cockpit to control the airplane. So we took off. As soon as I got back in the cockpit, all it wanted to do was pitch up. I was fighting it the whole time, so we clicked on autopilot. Autopilot managed to maintain an angle of attack between 11 and 13, but the entire climb, we were right in a stall buffet. It was constant stick shaker, doing about maybe 140 knots indicated. We managed to get up to about 12,000 feet like that. I could never fully gain control of the aircraft, so I ended the video. And by that time, it was about 2 a.m. my time. So I said, we're not doing this again tonight. And that brings us to today, where so far it's been going pretty smooth. Pushback Toolbar glitched out again. Yesterday, it was way prettier with just the lighting from the real world weather. Today was a beautiful, clear day in Denver, but yesterday it was pretty cloudy, and it just made for a really beautiful sunrise departure, which kind of sucks we lost all that because of technical issues. This time with the aircraft, so I was really happy it wasn't technical issues with OBS. But so kind of going forward, this is going to be this week's flight sim video. I'm still going to try and put out a video tomorrow, which that brings us to the big channel update. That has already changed from that American Truck Sim video. And so what I'm looking at for the future of this channel is on Mondays, I'm going to post videos of Microsoft Flight Simulator. So whether that's the Kodiak, the 414, this airplane, the PC-6, the DC-6, whatever it's going to be, Mondays I'm trying to keep for Microsoft Flight Simulator. That way I have the entire weekend to try and put something together for you guys. Then on Fridays, we are going to start a new series with a new game. And as I said, you're going to see a lot more of American Truck Simulator here in the upcoming weeks. Because on Fridays, we are going to do a Let's Play series of American Truck Simulator. I've been playing that game probably for about 2 years now. I honestly don't remember. I know when I started, you only had 3 states. You had Washington, Oregon, California. And now it's huge. You got probably about a third of the country now. You got California all the way over to Montana, downward, and Texas should come out soon. So they're making a lot of really awesome progress there. And so what I did was I made a new profile in American Truck Simulator. I've done just enough to get us a couple grand, so that way we can buy a truck. But we're going to be taking out loans to buy that truck, and we're going to be working to pay it off. And with that, I have a couple, I actually have a lot of mods. But a couple of the mods are realism mods, so that way we're not going to be making the like default tens of thousands of dollars per load. We're making like a couple $100 if we're lucky. And so with that, we're going to have that Let's Play series where it's going to be episode 1. We just bought our first truck, which is a mod truck. It's a Ram 3500, so this isn't even a semi-truck. We're starting out hot shotting. We're starting bare bones from the bottom. We're going to work our way up to some kind of trucking empire. I'm really looking forward to see how it's going to come out, and I really hope you guys like it. I don't know if you're into American Truck Simulator. Maybe you've never even heard of it, but I would encourage you to check it out. I think you'll like it. I hope you'll like it. Then if you guys have any suggestions, like let's say you want to see me do a different game. Right now, I just do not have the work-life balance to accommodate 3 games. So we're going to stick with 2 games, 2 days a week. And so if there's a game you guys want to see in the future, there are some games I want that aren't out yet, like Kerbal Space Program 2. When that comes out, I'm hoping to bring to the channel. And also Manor Lords. If you guys have some free time, look at both of those. They look awesome. As soon as they come out, we're going to start playing them. Microsoft Flight Sim will still be around. American Truck Sim, we might replace it, might keep it. It really depends on what my free time looks like when those games come out. Now, in terms of Flight Simulator, if you guys could just leave a comment, tell me what kind of airplanes you want to see. I have some add-on airplanes. I don't have a lot. I have some add-on airports. Most of my airports are all freeware. So if there's a plane or an airport you want to see, drop it down in the comments below. If it's Payware, we'll have to see what we can do. Might have to wait till I get paid, and then that depends on how much it costs. You're not going to see me buy the 737-700 because it is $70 for an airplane. I just will not fly that much. I bought this one because it was $35. It was cheaper than the 414, and it's, I think, pretty close in price to the Kodiak. So, if there's an airplane or an airport or some kind of mod for Flight Sim you want to see, drop it down in the comments below. I'd love to get your feedback and try and accommodate that. We'll probably return to the GA stuff here in the next week or two. Which, with that, coming up next week, on this upcoming Monday, should be Monday the 22nd of August of 2022, I have to go back to California for work. I'll be gone for 10 days. And so that's part of the reason I haven't made a Flight Sim video in several weeks is I had to go down and work in California for 10 days. I got back, made that truck sim video like this second day I was home. And then technical issue after technical issue. Here we are like a week and a half later doing this video, and it's finally going well. But I probably just jinxed the other half of our flight. And all the videos, Microsoft Flight Sim videos, I'm going to try and cap at 30 minutes maximum. I'm going to try and keep all of them at 20. Same with American Truck Sim. This one might run a little long because I want to do a brief review of the 737, and I'm giving you guys this channel update. But I'm going to try and reduce the size of my videos, both for my upload speeds, because my internet is terrible. And also, I just don't think people want to sit and listen to me for 20 minutes. Or even 30 minutes. So, I'm going to try and work on cutting the video lengths down. But I want to still keep a lot of content for you guys in the videos. I don't want to make them too short. Then, why I'm gone in California... That first flight I did where I was able to save the video, I'm going to try and do another real quick, 3 to 5 minute video like I did with the H-145 helicopter in the Any Scenes LAPD heliport. I'm going to try and do something like that. It's going to be of this 737-600 in this Delta widget color. So stay tuned. I'm hoping to have that edited and uploaded to YouTube before I leave. I'm going to set it to come out while I'm gone. That way there's hopefully not going to be that big gap I had here recently where you just didn't hear from me for 2 weeks. And so that's kind of where we're at with the channel. We're going to go to 2 different games a week. I'm going to start a Let's Play series of American Truck Sim. That should come out every Friday. Give or take work-life balance, which can be incredibly hard sometimes with my job. And then American Flight Sim. Microsoft Flight Sim on Mondays. So, once again, if you have any feedback, whether that's for Truck Sim or Flight Sim, or maybe it's a new game in general, please put it down in the comments below. I don't know if you can send messages on YouTube. If you can send messages, send me a message if you don't want to put a comment. But yeah, I'm liking kind of the future of where I want to go with this channel, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and I want you to stick around. So with that, we're about 100 miles out from Pocatello. Ooh, that's bright. And if we go to our progress page, we're about, that's not right. Maybe that's right. We're like an hour 40 out. Yeah, that's right, because we're only doing 460 and we're 618 out. We're about an hour and a half-ish out from Seattle. We'll begin our descent somewhere in the next hour or so, which once we start that descent, I'm going to come back in. I'll do a quick review of this airplane for you guys. Then we'll get on the ground in Seattle and get parked. So I'll talk to you guys later. Hello, everyone. We are 6 nautical miles from the top of the descent, so let's go ahead and get this program down to 12,000. That's our next altitude restriction. And as we begin our descent, let's do a quick review of the PMD, I don't know why it's so hard for me to say, the PMDG 737-600. As if you've been around the channel long enough, you would know at one point in time I said I would not buy this airplane. And here we are. So, I did pay for this airplane when it first came out. It looked really promising, and I told myself if it was less than the 414, I would buy it. It came out with a price of $35, which is less than the 414, so I bought it. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. It's a super great plane. Performance is actually really good. It probably gets about the same as the Kodiak and the 414. Of like a 3, almost 4-year-old gaming computer. So when we get into the big cities like Denver or LA, I definitely struggle, but up here at 40,000 with no clouds, we're running really smooth. One of the things I really like about this airplane is the level of customization you can do to it. Starting from the top, there's a couple panels up here you can switch. You can have your probe heats be automatic or not automatic. Same with your engine start controls. I have it old school, just continuous, no auto function. You can update one of the other panels, I forget which one. You can swap out the autopilot control panels. I think it's called the MCP. I'm a GA guy. It's a little complicated for me. I don't remember what it's called. You can also swap this out for 2 other options. I like the old school analog. These windows up here, they refer to them as eyebrow windows. You can get rid of those. You can also put in a heads-up display. I'm, for the most part, keeping it old school, minus a couple upgrades. You can replace the fuel. Would this be the fuel condition lever? I'm not sure what you would call it. You can replace it for the newer style. And there's some minor, very minor-ish like options if we go into menu, setup, aircraft. So like there's pages on pages of things you can do and just change how the plane is. Say what altitudes it calls out. You can have it set up for ETOPS or not ETOPS. There's no aux fuel system for this aircraft. Change the standby instruments, yaw damper gauge. That's some little gauge that hides up under here you can't see. The perf improvement package and the short field package are all like some minor things that change, like flap and slat deployments, how the angle of the spoilers. The flight text package adds a little tail cone to the rear of the airplane and adds the extra like probes where a window would be. change the lightings. I run the, I guess I would call them halogen bulbs with the pulse function. You can have just the original bulbs or just LED or LED with pulse. Change if you want to be a single class, like say an Allegiant or a Ryanair, or be a 2 class. Have an air stair installed on the plane. You can change the Wi-Fi antenna on the outside. You can get rid of this checklist. Get rid of the headrest. A lot of cool things you can actually do with this airplane, which, since we're descending, let's go ahead and turn that on. Then heads up for my headphone users. Oh my gosh, we're descending at 4,600 feet per minute. That seems a bit steep. We need drag. No, it says we don't need drag, but we sure are descending fast. Guess that's what happens when you let the airplane decide everything. So headphone users, beware. We're about to hop outside and it's gonna be loud. Alright, so now we're gonna talk a little bit about the outside. So I said you can get the flight test package. That would add a tail cone right here that hangs down, and one of these windows up here would be that little red window with extra probes. This is the Wi-Fi antenna. You can have a kind of slimmer one, or you can have no Wi-Fi antenna at all. This is a livery I got off of flightsim.to. It did not come with the plane, but even the ones that come with the plane look really good. This one I like. It has really great detail, like the weathering around the windows. If we come around to the captain's side. Okay. You can see the different probes here off the window, off the front of the airplane. Coming around here, you can see the weathering where the jet bridge hooks up. You can also see where the air stair would be. And one of my favorite features is actually if we come down here and stare in the engine. Let's come to this side where the sun is. Let's see. Come on. We can do it. Okay, there we go. So if you look right there, now it's going away, but you can see as the plane dips and dives with the turbulence, you can actually see through the fan blades. I really like that. I just love the fact they actually made it see-through, like if it was a real engine. I just really appreciate that attention to detail. We'll go back inside. And one of the other things is the ground equipment they have. It's modeled super well, where like they could have just had like you request, hey, I want a belt loader, and then a belt loader just pops up, or hey, I want a fuel truck, and it just appears. The equipment actually drives up to the plane, and the fuel truck, for instance, it drives up, backs in, stops. You didn't see a hose hook into the ground, and then you see the panel on the wing open, and then you see a hose hook up to the plane. Or like the belt loader comes up, it stops, the door opens, then the belt loader raises. I really like the fact they kind of worked in the individual steps that would actually happen when the airplane is being serviced in real life. Just that real small attention to detail. I really like that they did that. As we all know, I am a general aviation guy. I'm not big into airliners, but this plane's really awesome. For the most part, everything works. These circuit breakers don't appear to work, but that's not like a deal breaker for me. Pretty much all the switches, you can turn them all till your like heart desires. Flip all the switches you want. I so far have not found anything that doesn't work, or at least if it doesn't, I didn't notice, which wouldn't surprise me some days either. But overall, I would highly recommend it. I think here like a week or so ago they did like a 15% off sale. I don't know if this was included, but I would, if you don't have like an airliner or you don't want to pay the $70 for the 700 variant, I think $35 is a really fair price for this 600 because it has pretty much everything the 700 has. Just it's a little baby Boeing versus the full-size 700. Overall, super awesome airplane. I really like it. Hopefully you guys will see a little more of it. I don't know if we will, Well, actually, we probably will. That's part of the reason I bought it was for the channel. We'll see it again sometime. Can't guarantee when or how often, but it will be back. And so, with that, I'm going to keep flying the approach. I'll see you guys again once we get a little closer to the airfield.
Cleared for takeoff runway tree.
And then we're turned in, so we'll give the final notch of flaps.
Horizon 2070.
And once we get lined up, we'll take control of the airplane.
Seattle Tower Skywest Tree 632 is going missed.
Why are you going mist? It's a beautiful day.
Skywest Tree 632 contact Seattle approach on 133.65. Good day.
Alright, so that's good enough for me. So first we'll get rid of auto throttle,
Line up to
disengage,
Horizon 2070.
silence that. Let's bring these up,
Horizon 2102.
and then we have control of the airplane.
Good day. Going to 133.65 Skywest Tree 632. Going to 120 decimal for Horizon 2102. Horizon 2070 altimeter 29er decimal 9er 1 wind calm. Cleared for takeoff runway tree 4 right. Seattle Tower Southwest 2215 is going missed. Cleared for takeoff runway tree full right, Horizon 2070. Southwest 2215 contact Seattle Center on 128.5. Good day. Seattle Tower, Alaska for 679er miles north inbound ILS runway 16 center approach. Alaska 467 Seattle Tower. Altimeter 29er decimal 9er 1 wind calm cleared ILS runway 16 center approach.
Good old flight sim having people
Seattle
take
Tower,
off and land
Alaska,
opposite
653
directions,
for
right?
departure, runway tree 4 right IFR to Anchorage.
We're just not even going to listen to it then. Alright, so we're lined up for runway 34 center. We're a little bit high, but we can recover from that. We do this all the time in the Kodiak or in the 414. How much different could it be in a 737? Wow, look at that line waiting to take off. The good old AIG traffic spinning in circles. Look at FedEx.
400. Approaching minimums. Minimums. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Well, that wasn't bad. There's 60 knots. Alright, and we're on the ground, so let's go ahead and get the APU firing up. Taxi lights on, turn offs. I guess we should have left those on. Not bad. We're only on the runway. We don't need landing lights, right? Already landed? Is that how that works? Alright, we'll go ahead and get slowed up. That way we can clean up the rest of the airplane while we wait for some planes to take off. Alright, so those can come up. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Well, with that, apparently the game said we are done. That sucks. Okay, everyone. Well, welcome to Seattle. Sorry we couldn't shut down the airplane. Microsoft Flight Simulator said that's the end of our flight. That's unfortunate, to say the least. But I guess at least it let us land. We are grateful for that. I told you guys I've been having technical issues trying to make this video for the last week. This is a little nav map. You also saw my Spotify on there when it first crashed. So with that wonderful conclusion to our flight, take a look at our approach. Looked pretty decent. Couple wiggles every now and then, but otherwise pretty decent. With that, I'd like to thank all of you guys for tuning in, for watching, whether you stayed through the whole thing, you clicked through, YouTube just suggested this and you heard my voice and like, nope, not today. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all of the views, all of the comments, likes, dislikes, whatever you do. I appreciate it. And hopefully on the next one, we won't have this happen. This is the first time this particular technical difficulty has ever happened. So with that, thank you guys very much for being here. And I look forward to seeing you guys again on the next Microsoft Flight Sim video. And stay tuned for that Let's Play series of American Truck Sim coming up later this week. I hope you guys have a great day.